How's your French? Well, that's a tough question to answer, right? Today we're going to test your general knowledge about French and France. And we'll do so with a little quiz. Bonjour tout le monde, I'm Cassie, your French tutor, so you can discover France the French way. And now is the perfect time to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want more creative ways to actually learn French. I split this little quiz in 3 categories: French basics, French culture, and understanding spoken French. All the answers are detailed in the PDF that is free to download in the description. So now you can grab a sheet of paper, a pen, keep track of your score. Et t'es prêt? On y va! French basics. So let's test your general knowledge on, well, the French language. First of all, which sentence is the correct one? J'habite en France, j'habite à la France, ou j'habite de France. J'habite en France is the correct one. En because France is a country that is considered feminine. You know how everything is gender in French, so you have masculine and feminine. Well, France is feminine, so you use en before. For masculine countries, that would be à and the article. So for example, if you live in the United States, that would be aux États-Unis, because à et les together, au. Now, which sentence means I no longer drink coffee? Is it je ne bois pas de café, je ne bois jamais de café, je ne bois plus de café? Je ne bois plus de café. No longer or not anymore will be plus, and you don't pronounce the S. Je ne bois pas de café is the general normal negation. Actually, you can watch this video if you want to know more how to make negative sentences and say no in French. But it is the normal negation. I don't drink coffee. Then, je ne bois jamais would be never. Je ne bois plus, no longer. Which of these words is masculine? You tell me. Maison, avion, voiture. Masculine. Avion, because we say un avion, or because also ends with on, blah, blah, but it is un avion. However, it is une maison et une voiture. Now you're going to complete this sentence with the correct article. Elle est amie. Is it elle est ma, mon, or M with an apostrophe? Mon ami. And I know, elle is feminine, ami ends with the E, so it's all feminine. We know for sure. So it should be ma, right? But ami starts with a vowel, so we cannot have ma ami, because then you need to stop. And we know, you've seen in previous videos of mine, that you cannot stop in French. It just doesn't sound good. That's not how it works. Donc, mon ami, because then with la liaison, it's, you know, it's smoother when you say it. Donc, elle est mon amie. Ami is still feminine. Mon should be used for masculine things, but it's because of that vowel and that only. Doesn't mean that ami changes gender. Je suis plus grande que toi. Who's the tallest? Is it toi? Is it je, moi? Or actually with the sentence I said, we cannot really know. Je suis plus grande que toi. Je suis plus grande. Donc plus, more. I'm taller than you. Je suis plus grande que toi. And now I'm going to quiz you on French culture. Because it's not about the French language, and we're here to learn French, right? I'm gonna ask the questions in French, alright? You know, you still have subtitles on these videos if you need help, so no worries, but I'm gonna ask in French. Alors, en français, Lequel de ces monuments n'est pas à Paris? Est-ce que c'est le Panthéon, la Tour de Bretagne ou le Grand Palais? Lequel de ces monuments n'est pas à Paris? Et c'est la Tour de Bretagne. Why did I pick this one? So this building is not really a monument, it's a building, but it looks so much like Tour Montparnasse, and that I thought that would be fun to include it in this question. La Tour de Bretagne is actually a building. Right now it's empty. Like people are trying to find projects to actually make something out of it, but right now it's empty. Et c'est donc la Tour de Bretagne, elle est à Nantes. It's in Nantes, where I live. Lequel de ces plats n'est pas français? Lequel de ces plats n'est pas français? Est-ce que c'est le gratin dauphinois, la soupe à l'oignon ou le panadon aux épinards? Okay, this one was a bit of a tricky question because I did not pronounce the name of the dishes correctly. It's not un panadon aux épinards, it's a panadon, well, plural, panadons. Un panado. And it is a Catalan dish. A bit like an empanada with spinach and other things in it. Amazing, but it's not French. This one, I'm absolutely sure you know. Qu'est-ce qu'on fête le 14 juillet? Est-ce que c'est la Chandeleur, la fête de la musique ou la fête nationale? Qu'est-ce qu'on fête le 14 juillet? Et c'est la fête nationale. Outside of France, you've probably heard Bastille Day as well. So it is the national, well, the French National Day. Quel personnage de bande dessinée est un Gaulois qui résiste aux Romains? Est-ce que c'est Tintin? Est-ce que c'est Astérix ou Lucky Luke? Lequel de ces personnages de bande dessinée est un Gaulois qui résiste aux Romains? And it is my favorite of all times, Astérix. He's the Gaulish man fighting against the Roman troops and Caesar and all that. Donc, Astérix. Quel est le surnom de la partie continentale de la France métropolitaine? Est-ce que c'est l'Hexagone, la Belle Région ou la Ville Lumière? Quel est le surnom de la partie continentale de la France métropolitaine? Et c'est l'Hexagone, because if you look at France on a map, really the continental part, well, it looks a bit like an hexagon. A bit. With a bit of imagination, okay? But that's the nickname of France. So, are you still keeping score? Tell me in the comments how you're doing. And now we start the third category, which is understanding spoken French. In which word do you hear the sound on? On. Is it in maison, marrant ou malin? Maison, marrant ou malin? And it is in maison. On at the end is, well, written O-N is the sound on. Sometimes it can be tricky to hear the difference between on, un, en. So that's why we need to practice that. Elles ont. Elles ont. What did I just say? Did I say they have, they are, or they do? Elles ont. With la liaison, it can be a bit tricky, but it is elles ont. So that very soft S, almost like a Z. Well, there is no Z, it is la liaison. Because elles ont starts with a vowel. So we do la liaison. I'm pretty sure you're tired of me repeating that with the vowel, blah, blah, but it means they have. Careful because it can be so close to elles sont, with the sharp S, which is they are. Et they do will be elles font. Which sentence sounds the most natural in spoken French? Sounds spoken French. Is it je ne sais pas, je sais pas, je sais pas? Spoken French. It is je sais pas, but you can have half a point if you say je sais pas, because we also say that in spoken French when we want to highlight a little bit more that it is I, je, who doesn't know. Or we want to insist on what we're saying. So we actually separate all the words, you know, we make them distinct in the sentence. So it can also work. So you have half a point if you answer that. Je vois pas ce que tu veux dire. Je vois pas ce que tu veux dire. What would that sentence be in written French? So how would we write correctly this sentence? Je vois pas ce que tu veux dire. And this one, I just let you read, because if I say it out loud, it will probably give you the answer. In written French, that would be je ne vois pas ce que tu veux dire. Je vois pas ce que tu veux dire. Donc je ne vois pas, because in written French we write the entire negation, so both parts of the negation. Usually in spoken French we omit the first part, the ne, but when we write we don't omit it, we keep it. Donc je ne vois pas ce que, instead of ce que. Ce que tu veux dire. I don't see what you mean. Technically, it means I don't see what you mean, but if you translate each and every word, that would be I don't see what you want to say. I don't see what you want to say. But it means I don't see what you mean. If a French person says pas mal to one of your ideas, does it mean that it's good, it's bad, or you offended them? Pas mal. Okay, so except if the person is really sarcastic, but then that's a whole other issue, it means it's good. It's actually quite good. In French, when we make compliments, we tend to be quite negative, or I don't know, just make it smaller than it should be. And I'm so guilty of that too. And not only with good or bad, but for example, to say that something is clever, like it's a really good idea, that's actually a clever solution, I will say pas bête. So it's not stupid, and it's actually a compliment. It's a good thing. So when we say pas mal, it can be that it's good. Ah, pas mal ce resto. Pas mal ce film. It's good. And we're at the end of the quiz, so remember that all the answers, detail with the rules, the explanations and all are in the free PDF that you can download from the description. Tell me how much you scored. I really want to know how many points you get. So tell me in the comments. And if you want to challenge your French skills a little bit more, I recommend you watch this video next. Donc à la semaine prochaine. Salut!